Welcome to the Fashion Algorithm. We're the place where we unpack the tech trends really shaping fashion. And today, we're diving deep into something that's, well, everywhere: generative AI, specifically its huge impact on fashion e-commerce. For ages, brands have dreamt about that perfect one-to-one customer experience. Imagine every shopper seeing just the right styles, finding new things easily, feeling like the brand just gets them. Gen AI is pushing us closer to that, and a lot more besides. But hang on. First, a quick shout out to our sponsor, Cloutfit.ai. Think about this. What if your influencer marketing led directly to a sale? Right there, right then. Cloutfit.ai makes this happen. It links influencer content straight to your product inventory. So someone sees an influencer post, loves the outfit, boom, they can shop it instantly. It's all about making content shoppable, driving more sales, and yeah, bigger order values for you. Check them out. See how Cloutfit.ai can boost your strategy. Just go to CLOUTFIT.ai. Again, that's Cloutfit.ai. Okay, so for our deep dive today, we're leaning on a really insightful white paper. It's from the Business of Fashion, done with Zalando. The title is How to Responsibly Integrate Generative AI into the E-commerce Value Chain. My goal here: to cut through all the noise, give you the essentials, not just the wow factor of Gen AI, but the crucial groundwork and how to do it responsibly. Think of this as your fast track to getting ahead of the curve in fashion retail. Right. Let's kick off with the big picture. Gen AI is the buzzword, right? But what does it actually mean for fashion e-commerce? And how big is this opportunity really? Simply put, generative AI creates new stuff: images, text, even designs. It's different from predictive AI, which mostly analyzes existing data. So what's the game changer for us?
It really is a game changer. I mean, look at the potential scale.
Yeah.
McKinsey and Company, the consultancy firm, they estimate Gen AI could automate something like 60 to 70% of employee time.
60 to 70%. Wow.
Yeah, it's huge. And for fashion e-commerce, it's kind of a double win.
No.
You're not just talking about boosting customer engagement with super personalized stuff. You're also looking at seriously streamlining how your own teams work. Think about marketing, creating tons of ad variations fast, or customer service resolving issues quicker. The efficiency gains could be massive.
Okay, those numbers are definitely eye-opening. But, bringing in this kind of tech, especially in fashion, it's never totally straightforward, is it? It's not all smooth sailing, right? What are some of the maybe unexpected bumps in the road businesses hit, beyond just the tech stuff?
You've hit the nail on the head. The potential's huge, sure, but getting there are real hurdles. One big one is often internal,
Yeah.
getting the workforce on board. People might be hesitant, maybe even resistant to adopting new tech that could change their jobs.
Yeah, fear of the unknown.
Exactly. Then you've got the whole regulatory landscape. It's changing so fast, especially around data privacy, which is, well, critical for fashion. And maybe most importantly, you have these big questions around responsibility, around ethics, around trust. How do you use these powerful tools the right way? Tian Su from Zalando, VP of Personalization and Recommendation, put it really well. She said, Gen AI is a great tool. However, it needs to be used purposefully, respectfully, and responsibly.
Purposefully, respectfully, and responsibly. I like that. That framing feels really important. So, okay, if a fashion business wants to tap into this power, but also navigate those challenges carefully, what's the groundwork? What do they absolutely need to do before they even start rolling out Gen AI tools? Where do you begin?
Right. The very first thing leaders need to do is really think carefully, evaluate how and where Gen AI fits best within their specific value chain. It's definitely not one size fits all. Like a luxury brand might use it for personalized styling, maybe bespoke design ideas. A fast fashion place maybe more focused on trend spotting, generating product descriptions quickly, that kind of thing.
So tailoring it is key.
Absolutely. And beyond just mapping it out strategically, you have to prepare the organization, both the workplace environment and, crucially, the employees themselves. It's a base shift.
Yeah.
If you don't do that prep work, honestly, even the smartest tech will likely stumble.
That makes total sense. It's tempting to just buy the shiny new tech, push it out, and, assume everyone will just figure it out and love it. But it brings up a really good point. Are employees actually ready? Do we just assume they understand what Gen AI even is, let alone how it affects their day-to-day, especially if roles might shift?
That is such a critical point. And yeah, it gets overlooked way too often. You absolutely cannot assume your team gets Gen AI. Some might mix it up with older AI or just not grasp that it can, create things.
Yeah.
So education is vital. What is it? How's it different from predictive AI? The forecasting stuff, what tools are available, and critically, how does it actually add value to their specific job, their workflow? Jessica Couch, she's a retail tech expert, founded Looks AI. She said, it is the responsibility of the executives to educate themselves but to trickle down that education
Yeah,
to their employees.
right. It has to come from the top down.
Exactly. Without that basic understanding, adoption's going to be slow. People might push back. You can't just hand someone a new digital design tool and expect magic if they don't see how it fits into their creative process, right?
Definitely. Okay, so let's try and nail down those essential first steps for e-commerce businesses wanting to bring in Gen AI. It sounds like number one, inform and really engage your employees. Help them see the upsides, how it empowers them. Number two, you need that solid leadership buy-in, and you need to keep employees engaged throughout the whole process. It's not a quick fix.
Yeah, it's ongoing.
Third, you've got to pinpoint the actual problems or pain points in your business that Gen AI can realistically solve. Don't just use tech for tech's sake.
Precisely. Be targeted.
And finally, it's about balancing things. Supporting your employees and delivering that better experience consumers want. It's got to be holistic, not just a tech project.
That's a great summary. It's a transformation, really.
Okay, that gives us a clear roadmap for getting the organization ready. But let's shift gears a bit to something that can get lost in the excitement, the bigger picture implications. Gen AI is moving incredibly fast, which is amazing, but it also throws up some serious questions about trust, about responsibility. How do brands navigate that? Especially in fashion, where image and loyalty are everything.
Yeah, this is a huge area. It's a challenge, definitely, but also, I think, a real chance for brands to stand out by getting it right. Think about this stat. A 2024 Reuters Institute survey, pretty big. Over 12,000 people found that while nearly half think Gen AI will massively impact retail,
Okay, big number.
almost a quarter of them do not trust retailers to use it responsibly, 25%.
Wow, 1 in 4 people are already skeptical.
Right out of the gate, yeah. And that skepticism isn't just, a vague feeling. It's a direct business risk.
Yeah.
Jan Wittrot at Zalando, Director of Privacy, AI, and Technology Law, he put it bluntly, this is a business that's about trust. And if you get this wrong because you get your AI wrong, you lose your customers, you lose your partners.
Oof. Yeah, you can't afford that in fashion. Brand reputation is built over years, lost in moments.
Exactly. Losing that trust, it hits your sales, your customer loyalty, your market share. It can be really damaging.
It really drives home the stakes. Trust is the currency here. So for those leaders listening, wanting to build and keep that trust while using Gen AI, what are the concrete steps? What does ethical, responsible integration actually look like in practice? How do you protect the brand and the customer relationship?
Well, the white paper lays out some really practical, crucial strategies. First off, and this is probably the most important, keep a human in the loop. Always.
Okay, so AI assists doesn't replace.
Precisely. It's a tool to augment what people do, not take over completely. In fashion, that means maybe a human stylist checks AI recommendations, or a merchandiser reviews AI-generated content. Make sure it actually fits the brand's look, its values, its sourcing standards. AI might miss those nuances. It keeps that essential human touch and quality control.
Right, maintaining the brand integrity.
Yeah.
Makes sense. What else?
Second, be transparent. You need to be open about how AI is being used, especially when it's customer-facing. Like, if you've got a virtual try-on using AI or a chatbot giving style tips, just let the customer know. People generally appreciate knowing if they're talking to a bot or a person. It builds confidence.
Okay, transparency builds trust.
Got it.
Third.
Third is mitigate bias. This is a big one. AI systems learn from data, and if that data has biases, the AI will too.
And in fashion, with its visual nature and diverse customers, that seems extra important.
Hugely important. You don't want your AI pushing only certain body types or skin tones or styles, right? That alienates people. So businesses need active strategies using humans and diverse data to counter potential bias in things like product recommendations, virtual models, even marketing images. It's ethical, yes, but it's also just good business for reaching everyone.
Fair enough. Essential, really. And the last one.
And finally, ask the right questions constantly, internally, externally. Is this AI actually working? Is it fair? What are the long-term effects? For a fashion brand, it might be. Is this tool really helping customers find clothes that fit them well or just selling more bestsellers? Is it helping our designers be more creative or is it boxing them in? It's about staying critical and always looking to improve, not just setting it and forgetting it.
Human in the loop, transparency, mitigate bias, ask questions. Those feel like really solid pillars for responsible AI use. So let's connect this back to the real world. How are some fashion e-commerce players actually doing this now, using these ideas? And crucially, why should you working in the industry day to day, really care about all this beyond just the theory?
Yeah, good question. The white paper actually points to examples like Zalando. They're using large language models, LLMs, the tech behind things like ChatGPT, to seriously upgrade their customer experience. Think sophisticated chatbots, virtual assistants. Imagine asking a bot for specific styling advice for, say, a wedding, or getting recommendations based on your unique style, your past buys, even the weather where you are.
That sounds incredibly useful, like a personal stylist on demand.
Exactly. It's personalization at a scale that was pretty much impossible before. That's a direct, practical application improving customer service. And then there's the creative side. The paper talks about image-generating tools. These AI tools offer totally new ways to create and show content. For fashion, being so visual, this is huge. You could generate images with models of all different sizes, ethnicities, without needing tons of photo shoots. Create virtual showrooms, people browse from home, develop super targeted marketing visuals for different groups.
So massive potential for efficiency and customization there too.
Huge potential. It saves time, saves money, and lets you personalize content like never before.
Okay, and that really lands it back squarely for you, our listener in fashion e-commerce. This stuff isn't just abstract tech talk. It translates directly into benefits for your business. We're talking tangible things, potentially more sales because customers feel understood, a much better customer journey, serious efficiency savings across the board, design, marketing, ops.
Mm-hmm.
And ultimately, yeah, getting that competitive edge, which is always crucial. But just as vital, it's about managing risk proactively. By understanding this, by integrating AI responsibly, using those principles we talked about, you're not just using cool tech. You're building that essential trust, avoiding potential backlash, and making sure your brand stays strong, respected, and relevant as technology races ahead.
Well said. It's about both opportunity and responsibility.
Right. So let's quickly wrap up the core message from our deep dive into that Bofaf and Zalando white paper. Generative AI. Immense game-changing potential for fashion e-commerce, better customer experiences, more efficient operations. Check, check. But making it work successfully and sustainably really comes down to careful planning, educating your teams properly, and sticking firmly to responsible, ethical, transparent practices. Getting a handle on these foundations isn't optional anymore. It's critical if you're navigating the future of fashion retail. So as Gen AI keeps evolving unbelievably fast, here's something to chew on. How is your role in fashion e-commerce going to change when creative output and customer service are being fundamentally reshaped by machines? And more importantly, how can you actively, responsibly shape that change inside your own company? How can you be part of designing this new era, not just reacting to it? We really hope this discussion gave you some clarity and maybe some concrete ideas. If you found it useful, please share it with your colleagues and do subscribe to the Fashion Algorithm for more chats about tech and fashion. And one last big thank you to our sponsor, Cloutfit.ai. Remember to visit CLOUTFIT.ai. See how they can link influencer content straight to your inventory, making it instantly shoppable and boosting your sales. Thanks for tuning in. We'll catch you next time on the Fashion Algorithm.